Statcounter's July 2026 table for North America lists Linux at 10.65% of desktop traffic. The same table lists Windows at 57.54%. It also lists Apple twice, OS X at 21.14%, and macOS at 8.6%. Add those two rows together. Statcounter is reporting that 29.74% of North American desktops run an Apple operating system. Apple has never held anything close to 30% of the North American desktop base, not in any quarter, not in any year. So the row everyone is celebrating sits inside a table where the neighboring rows do not survive a basic sanity check. In the next 12 minutes, you will learn what Statcounter actually counts, why the July number moved the way it did, and which figure to check instead when you were deciding whether to switch. Here is what happened. On August 1st, 2026, Linuxiac published that Linux had crossed 10% of desktop usage in North America. Statcounter had Linux at 10.65% for the same region. The month before, Statcounter had Linux at 5.52% for the same region. The share nearly doubled in 31 days. That framing spread fast. Channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers built videos around it. The comment sections filled with the same phrase people have repeated since 2004, year of the Linux desktop. Nobody stopped to ask what a Statcounter percentage measures. Statcounter is a web analytics company. It's been running since 1999. Its tracking code sits on more than 1 million websites worldwide. Every month, those sites generate more than 3 billion page views. When your browser loads one of those pages, it sends a user agent string. That string is a short block of text your browser writes about itself. It names the rendering engine, the browser version, and the operating system. Statcounter reads that string. It sorts the page view into a bucket based on what the string claims. Read that again. The string claims. Statcounter is not detecting your operating system. It is reading a label your browser volunteers, and it is trusting the label. Which brings us back to those two Apple rows. Apple freezes the operating system version in its user agent string. Since Safari 15, every modern Mac reports itself as Intel macOS X 10_15_7. That is macOS Catalina. It shipped in 2019. Buy an M4 MacBook Pro today running the newest version of macOS, open Safari. The string your browser sends says you're on an Intel machine running a 2019 operating system. Apple did this for two reasons. It reduces fingerprinting, and it fixed a real compatibility break because when macOS started reporting version 11, websites comparing version numbers naively read 11 as lower than 10.15 and broke. Chrome and Edge copied the behavior and cap macOS at the same value. Firefox caps it at 10.15. So Statcounter sees an enormous pile of page views claiming to be OS X 10.15, files them under OS X, and files the smaller remainder under macOS. Two rows, one fleet of computers. Every one of those Macs is a machine correctly reporting a false operating system, and the chart records it faithfully. That is not a Statcounter bug. That is the system working exactly as designed. The design just cannot do the job people think it is doing. Now the second half of the mechanism, and this is the part the coverage skipped entirely. Statcounter does not count machines. It does not count people. It does not count installs. It counts page views. Statcounter says so directly in its own documentation. And it gives its own example. One person uses two browsers on the same day. They load one page in browser A, they load 500 pages in browser B. Counted by unique visitors, that is a 50-50 split. Counted by page views, Browser A lands under 1%, and browser B lands above 99%. Statcounter picked page views on purpose. The company argues that page views better reflect how much a thing gets used. That is a defensible choice for measuring usage. It is a useless choice for measuring adoption. A percentage built on page views answers one question. Of all the web pages loaded in this region last month, what fraction carried a Linux token in the user agent? It does not answer the question you are actually asking. How many people around me are running Linux? Those are different questions with different answers, and only one of them is on the chart. It gets thinner. Statcounter applies no weighting of any kind. The company states this openly and defends it. Whatever mix of websites happens to be in the network is the mix that produces the number. Statcounter also can't tell a laptop from a desktop. It says so in its FAQ. The user agent does not carry enough information to separate them, so both land in the same desktop bucket. And Statcounter can't see through a browser that masks itself. It confirmed this in 2026 regarding AI browsers. Comet from Perplexity, Dia from the browser company, and ChatGPT Atlas from OpenAI all identify themselves as Chrome. Statcounter records all three as Chrome because that is what the string says. That is the whole system. A text label, taken at face value, counted per page load, unweighted. Now the receipts. Watch what happened 6 weeks before the July milestone. In April 2026, Statcounter reported Windows at roughly 79% of the global desktop market. In June 2026, Statcounter reported Windows at 56.55%. That is a drop of about 22 percentage points in 2 months, roughly a 28% collapse in Windows usage. The story went everywhere. Linux sites ran it, influencers posted the screenshot. Windows Latest downloaded the underlying data and found the answer. A category labeled unknown had jumped to 21.45% of the desktop market. Unknown is where Statcounter puts a page view when a browser modifies the user agent, omits it, or garbles it. Those were not Windows machines vanishing. Those were Windows page views getting misfiled. Statcounter then corrected the data. Windows came back to 72% and kept climbing toward its earlier level. Now hold that next to the July North America number. In June, Statcounter's North America table carried an unknown bucket at 9.24% of the region. In July, that bucket collapsed and Linux went from 5.52 to 10.65. The Linux line did not climb. The unknown line drained, and the contents landed somewhere. If that were a one-time event, it would be an anomaly. It is not a one-time event. In October 2025, outlets reported that Windows 7 was gaining market share, jumping from under 1% to over 10%. People used it as evidence that Windows 11 had failed. Statcounter later corrected the figures. Windows 7 returned to under 1%. Nobody switched back to Windows 7. The classifier had simply misfiled a block of traffic. In 2024, Statcounter reported a sharp drop in Google's search share. The internet blamed ChatGPT. That was a reporting error too, and the pattern goes back much further. In April 2012, Statcounter updated its Nokia detection. Devices Statcounter had lumped under Symbian moved into Symbian, S40, and MeeGo. Symbian fell off a cliff on the chart that month. No phones changed hands. The parser changed. Statcounter documents that 2012 event in its own FAQ. The company is not hiding the mechanism. It publishes it. The coverage just never reads that far. Here is the part that should end the conversation. Statcounter revises its numbers for 45 days after publication. That is the company's published policy. After 45 days, the data locks and Statcounter makes no further changes. July 2026 data first published in early August. The revision window on the 10.65% figure does not close until roughly the middle of September. Every video celebrating that number went up while Statcounter could still edit it. Now compare it against a dataset with a completely different mechanism. Valve's Steam Hardware Survey is an opt-in prompt shown to a sample of Steam users. It reads the actual system, not a text label, and it counts machines, not page loads. In March 2026, Steam recorded Linux at 5.33%, an all-time high and a jump of about 3.1 percentage points in a single month. Then April, 4.52%, May, 3.99%, June, 3.69%, down 1.64 points from the March peak in 3 months. So in the same window where Statcounter shows Linux nearly doubling, Valve shows Linux sliding. Both cannot describe the same physical reality. Installed operating systems do not swing that hard in either direction. Reinstalling an operating system takes an afternoon and a backup. Tens of millions of people do not do that in 31 days, and they don't undo it in 90.
Look closer at the Valve data, and the same disease shows up. In June, simplified Chinese usage on Steam jumped 2.34 points to 24.19% of all users. A wave of Chinese Windows gamers entered the sample. Linux lost share without losing a single user. Both charts move when the sample moves. Neither chart tracks anyone reformatting a machine. Cloudflare radar gets cited as independent confirmation, and it deserves a caveat too. Cloudflare derives its operating system split from HTTP requests across its network. Unless the traffic gets filtered to human requests specifically, automated traffic counts. That matters more for Linux than for any other operating system. Linux runs the servers. It runs the scrapers, the CI runners, the headless browsers, and the monitoring agents. A number that includes automation will overstate Linux by design. Cloudflare is a real signal. It is a signal about network traffic, not about the machine on your desk. So what should you actually do with all this? First, stop reading any single market share percentage as a head count. Statcounter measures page views carrying an OS token. Valve measures opted-in gaming machines. Cloudflare measures HTTP requests. 3 numbers, 3 questions, no census among them. Second, when a chart jumps more than a couple of points in 1 month, check the unknown or other bucket in the same table. If one shrank while the other grew, you are looking at reclassification, not migration. Third, download the raw data before you trust a headline. Statcounter publishes monthly CSV files by country at gs.statcounter.com/download/OS-country. You can pull the exact month and see every bucket, including the ones the articles crop out. Fourth, wait out the 45-day window. If a figure is under 45 days old, it is a draft. And fifth, if you're deciding whether to switch, the market share number is the wrong input entirely. It tells you nothing about whether your printer works, whether your games run under Proton, or whether the software you need has a Linux build. Those are answerable questions with real answers. Go answer those instead. Linux adoption on the desktop is genuinely rising. Windows 10 support ended. Hardware requirements pushed working machines into the trash. Proton made a large part of the Steam library run without Windows. Those pressures are real, and the record documents them. None of that requires a fake number to be true. The 10.65% figure does not prove Linux won. It proves Statcounter's classifier changed its mind about a bucket of traffic it never identified in the first place. The chart moved, not you.